So what are you doing today?
I'm going to try and fit a new versing camera, which has got 2 lenses on it, one for looking down and close to when you're actually parking and turning around and stuff, and one that you can switch to. You can have on all the time, a little monitor on the dashboard.
Why are you doing this?
Because the one we have at the moment is bit pants. That's the old one with the old cowl on it, which I'm going to try and take off.
And if I go? Is that really insane?
Yeah, I think that will put people off their tea.
You've tested it already inside?
Yeah, it all plugs together and you can power it all, camera and the monitor, just from a cigarette lighter, this one. But you do have the option to piggyback fuse it as well, which we'll probably do later when we get a bit more time.
We could call this video Saw 10.
I hacksawed it so I could get inside it. I squirted WD-40 round to soften the glue, and then I stuck my thin metal ruler underneath and levered it, and it's off. So far, I've managed to get the horrible old cowling off and get the glue off. Lots of WD-40 and scraping with me. My favourite little scrapey grout tool thing. And I've just got to get the old camera bracket off. That's a lot more slick effects. Sikaflex had a bit of screws. This is the bracket for the new camera, and it's got a 3M pad, so you don't have to put Sikaflex all over the back, which is good. Thank you to Reversing Cameras UK. They sent us some free cables as well to connect it all. It's a bummer that the electric drill ran out of power. So we've got 2 cameras that fit into the frame. A wide angle which sort of points down where you want to park, and a narrow angle that points straight back for just like a rear view, and you put this disc in between them to lock them into position. The wide angle that wants to be pointing down, whilst the other one points back. You can see where the wires are going in through the hole that was already there from the previous camera. Next you've got to add the sunshade.
So what does the sunshade consist of?
A metal little roof for it.
A little roof?
Yeah.
Does that screw in place?
Yeah, if I can get it all to be lined up.
The 2 cameras and the sunshade all screw into place together with 2 screws on each side. The sunshade should be horizontal, not tilted, so as not to reflect light onto the lenses. When it's screwed in place, I sealed all around the bracket and where the wires entered the van with a ton of sealant on the outside and on the inside too.
So this is where the cable's coming in through the back of the van. The 2 cables come in from the camera outside, and then it's got this cover that was already there for the old cable, which I've coiled up and secured out of the way. I drilled a couple of holes in the top corner of the cover. Then the cables connect, one from the wide angle, one from the narrow angle. They go up there, screwed that cable clip in and cable tied them, and then drill the hole up through the top of the cupboard. So what you do is you push fit them together. They've got a little notch on them. You have to line that up. You don't want to be trying to push it when it's not lined up, because you can bend the little pins inside. There's the notch there and a little bump inside there that match up. And then they screw down. And then this rubber sleeve rolls over the joint. I guess that's in case you have this bit outside, but anyway, it'll stop them coming undone. Tuck them in above the cupboard, away from the light. Then it's pinned down the side. Need to put some more pins in up there actually. And across the top of the wardrobe. Oh, my beautiful assistant here. Down across the top of the living room cupboards. What are you doing, Pickle? Doing that crazy dance. This is why we have throws on the sofa, because you can't stop her doing it. It's like an inbuilt instinct. Have you finished now? No. Is it comfy yet? What do you think? Drilled a couple of holes for it to pass through up there. comes out there. Nice strong cable clip with a cable tie there so that it won't pull back. And then down the side and here it tucks under a piece of the cover of the cab. It just pulls out and it's coiled up under there and secured. And then it goes out the other side along underneath that piece of seal. And I took out the blind frame, put it in under there. So it comes out the side there onto the top of the dashboard. I might put some sort of trunking or something to make it a bit neater. You can see there where the one cable splits back into two. Got this little cubby there on the dashboard, which was just the right size for tucking the excess coiled cables into. So we're going to mount the monitor on the dashboard now, but to do that you need to take the monitor out of its little stand. It just unscrews. It just goes with the self-tapping screws straight into the plastic of the dashboard with no problem. Now I can mount the monitor. So I've got the camera attached now to the dashboard where I want it. You can loosen these two thumb screws and you can tilt it, which is really good. The cable coming out the back. So now I'll plug the rest of the wire in. It's powered at the moment by this cigarette lighter, but that can unplug. And then we've got a piggyback fuse, and the fuse box I think is just down here, so we can just power it directly from the vehicle. So I've taken off this little bit of dashboard, which is quite easy. It just unscrews and unclips. Expose the fuse box. We want to get to this grounding post here. So I've identified the fuses in the Ducato handbook that F45 is just used for the electric windows, and you do have to have it the right way up so that the hot side is of the power going through it. But there's already a piggyback fuse in there, so I figured I'll just put it the same way up as that is, and then it should be okay. First, make sure the ignition is off. And then we plugged the piggyback fuse into the same power supply socket as the cigarette lighter was in, and we'll just trail that across the dashboard down to the fuse. So we'll take this fuse out, and then it goes in there, and that just goes in there, and then this has got its little ground wire. Got a nut for that. So that's all plugged in. And the camera's on!
Yay!
Whee!
Now, if we operate a window, does it blow up? Is the camera still on?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
So it's all working now. I'll just tidy the cable in. It can come out the side there and then up under there. There's a little gap up there that can follow up. Got my little zip tie. And this bit goes back in here. And this bit just clips on here. Just has a few screws in the top here. One in there, and there's one screw in there as well. Then that bit's all screwed on. Now just put this fuse cover back on, the fuse box cover. Yeah, so the only bit of wire you can see is that little bit there, but I'll put some grey tape over it, and then we'll get some trunking for across the top of the dashboard. Super. The reversing camera is finally finished. I've put this plastic covering up where the old cowling was, because it kind of damaged the skin of the motorhome a little bit, not structurally but just cosmetically. So I put this over and sealed it all around with Sikaflex. It looks pretty good. It looks finished now.
But what's it like to use?
But I was wondering if you could see Malish's rear view camera, a reversing camera for doing reversing, and a rear view for when you're driving along.
Yes, I'm really pleased with it. It's working great.
I opted for the 5-inch screen, which is big enough. I'm really pleased with it overall.
That's another one of those jobs that if I could do it, you could do it too. It saved us a ton of money by doing it ourselves. We hope this video has helped somebody out there, and if you like this video, please like, comment and subscribe, because it really helps the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. Hi, I'm Malish and I love travelling in our van. You have to go left a bit.
Hi, I'm Zoe and I'm severely sight impaired, but I still love going out in Melvin the motorhome.
What are you doing?
Hi, I'm Kiva and I love pickle. Hello, I'm Melvin the motorhome.
And together we want to travel the world.
And we hope you join us on our adventures.
Poop, poop.